Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this recipe cooking session. My name is Madhup Sinha, and I am R&D chef in the Noon team based at Windmill Lane. And I'm here to support the fabulous Special Olympics team. And like my other colleagues, I'm sharing a recipe with you that you can make at home, and it is a dessert. And what can be more popular than chocolate when it comes to dessert? So this is a very easy chocolate mousse, uses a few ingredients and a very simple method. It is very easy to make, so easy that I have actually named it the Easy Peasy Chocolate Mousse. Go through all the ingredients and everything that you would need for this recipe. One is a very big bowl with chocolate weighed up. Now you need a big bowl because you're going to whisk the chocolate in this bowl. So it has to have a lot of area where you can move the whisk. Second, the whisk itself, it needs to balloon if possible. You can get two types of whisk, one that tapers towards the end, one that balloons. And if you can get this whisk, nothing like it, but don't worry if you have the other one. You need a weighing scale, very important for this recipe. If the weights go wrong, then you can actually have a chocolate mousse that wouldn't set. Some serving glasses, it can be anything that you like and any portion. Some berries that are steeped in sugar syrup. This is only because you're using a chocolate that is 70% for its health benefits. So a little sugar on top, very little. When I say sugar with the berries, is important. The reason why we add a little sugar to the berries is because if you take a 70% chocolate like I have done here, then it might be quite bitter in taste because there's no cream, no egg, nothing to actually mellow down the taste of chocolate in this recipe. So when you actually use this chocolate in this recipe, it can turn out to be a bit bitter. So it's not a bad idea to add a little sugar in the berries. Then of course there's that natural sweetness from the berries itself, which will help balance out the bitterness of the chocolate. But not the least is the cardamom flavored water. By cardamom flavored water, all I mean is I've got about 5 pounds of cardamom that I've crushed, put it into boiling water and left it aside, strained it out, and then boiled the water again, put it into a thermos jug, and kept it ready for the chocolate mousse. Now, if the reason why I use cardamom because I had cardamom, but then if you don't have cardamom, don't worry about going and looking for cardamom, but then you can also use vanilla extract that is usually used in cakes and easily available on supermarket shelves. Also, you can use a simple zest of orange. Orange and chocolate is marriage made in heaven, so that also goes very well. And the second most important thing is about the water, the temperature of the water. The water doesn't need to be boiling. It doesn't need to be warm. It needs to be hot. So by that, I mean it shouldn't be boiling when you pour into the chocolate. It shouldn't be sitting around when you pour into the chocolate, but it should actually boil, settle down, and then you fill it into a thermos jug to keep that temperature. Now, why that is important is because if the water is actually boiling, then it burns the chocolate. You don't get a chocolate mousse, but you get a scrambled chocolate. And if it is warm, it doesn't melt the chocolate. So it is very important that we have hot water rather than warm or boiling. Also, what you could have here is like an ice bath. This might be helpful to actually whisk the chocolate mousse. It would cool down the chocolate much quicker. Having sorted out all the ingredients and everything that we need, we start making the chocolate mousse. All we do is pour that hot water into the bowl of chocolate. Soon as you pour it, you'll see the chocolate starts melting and becomes like a very thin chocolate sauce. Whisk it slightly until all the chocolate has dissolved. So you're actually stirring rather than whisking. Once the chocolate has melted and you don't have any bits of chocolate, it's time to start whisking. And when you are doing this, it is handy to have the bowl of ice. You can rest the chocolate on and whisk. All it does is it brings down the temperature. Now once the chocolate has all melted, all you need to do is rest it into the bowl of ice, and this is only to speed up the procedure. It's you can do it without the ice bowl, but this will help you speed up the procedure. So as you whisk it, you would see the chocolate starts thickening. Let me get the camera a little closer just to make sure you can see that chocolate. I hope you can. You see that whisk leaves a trail behind when you whisk it, so that indicates that it's thickening. The best thing about this chocolate mousse is there's no cream, no butter, no eggs, nothing. So it's just pure chocolate, and so you get the full flavor of chocolate coming through. Also, it is beneficial because of the flavonoids that you get from the chocolate. The higher the percentage of cocoa butter, the better the amount of flavonoids, and they also work as an amazing source of antioxidants. A benefit that we usually don't realize, because usually when we are eating chocolate from the supermarkets, it is sweetened chocolate, so extra sugar that has been added to the chocolate, which is not as beneficial when you see pure chocolate or consume pure chocolate. This whisking takes a little time, but then you can actually cut down the time by doing few things. One, taking an electric hand mixer, that will help you save a lot of time. Second, taking a lot of ice. The more the ice, the sooner the chocolate cools down, the thicker it. Now depending on how you want to use it, if you want to pour it and serve it with berries, you can do that now. And like I said, this is an instant chocolate mousse, so I would prefer using it straight away rather than keeping it in the fridge or trying to chill it down. So you can see now how the chocolate mousse has thickened. You don't want to whisk it anymore because you want that nice velvety creamy texture, and it is important that we have that, because if it is an instant chocolate mousse, it should actually eat like a chocolate mousse rather than a chocolate ganache. So we can now pour this chocolate mousse into glasses, top it with some berries, and then of course there's one last thing to do, which is to eat it.